Oppa Gundam style.
God damn it.
Thank you to Sarah from HKit for suggesting that. It's not the title since it's already called Wow Cool Robot, but I think that the best way to respect her is to just constantly say that at the beginning of every episode.
For sure.
Oppa Gundam style, everyone.
Oppa Gundam style, everyone.
Welcome to Wow Cool Robot, a show about Gundam. I don't think that's going to be the official subtitle line, but I can't think of anything funnier. So,
I can help you maybe in the future. Wow, a cool robot, a Gundam podcast where two fucking goobers watch the Gundams. I don't know.
a show where two people constantly forget about the themes of the series.
True.
Actually, forget all that. I just got a notification on my desktop saying Star Wars is back in Fortnite. Grab a lightsaber and celebrate Star Wars with the return of Rey, Kylo Ren, and Sith Trooper outfits. May the 4th be with you.
Oh shit! We have to stop recording now.
Sorry,
I have to
y'all.
go play
I have to hop on Fortnite. I have to be the cool First Order. There's nothing wrong with standing the Empire, right?
Gundam does Orange Justice for 10 hours.
Okay! We're already in it! So this week we watched another 3 episodes of the incredibly good show of Gundam 0079, aka Mobile Suit Gundam, aka the first Gundam show that they did. Were these episodes good to you, Morg?
Yeah. I liked them. And also, it made me like some of the characters more, which is good.
Yes! Development. I like it.
There is, some redemption. I actually have the names of the episodes written down this time.
Aw, sick. You wanna hit us with that first one then? While we just get into it?
Yes. The first episode is called Escape from Luna 2.
Luna 2, the asteroid sort of thing that's a base, like a military base that is in the orbit. Or no, it's not orbiting the moon, but it's in the orbital path of the moon around Earth. It's in that same loop.
Yeah.
So we start off. So we're docking into Luna 2, but everyone's favorite, Commander Joaquin, is an asshole and says no.
Yeah, everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite character that's been in here the whole time.
Oh, man, I wish he was the one in the Gundam. I tell you what. He's mean and rude. He says it's a state of emergency, that Bright has to, go to hell.
He, tries to arrest some children, It's a normal thing that you do during war is that you arrest children that are just trying to defend themselves by being, it's either die or commit, I was going to say treason. I don't think that's the right word.
What's...
Die or do something against the military.
There's definitely a word for it. Is it treason?
I don't know. Mutiny, treason, I don't know.
Maybe mutiny. Basically, he's like, yeah, we can't have any of these civilians here. You gotta go to Earth. We're in a state of emergency. But actually, all of you battle teens, we're gonna, point guns at you and arrest you because you did a uh-oh.
Yeah, they, point guns constantly at kids in this episode. Even, the very young kids. The annoying kids.
The little, baby trio.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't like that.
I still don't know the names of all of the baby trio. I know the girl is named Kika.
Yeah, well, she's kind of the loudest, so it's fine. That's all you need to know.
She's very loud. She's very good at being loud.
Yeah, she is.
So Joaquin is like, all right, y'all are going to jail. We're going to restrain the Gundam for some reason. We're just going to, bolt it down so no one can...
Dumb.
So
I was like,
stupid.
just have someone else pilot it. Literally, I was like, figure out how to pilot it then.
There is a manual inside the cockpit. We see it later on. Anyone can pilot it.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe no one's fucking smart enough, you know? Like, maybe only Amuro fucking has the brain power to fucking pilot.
You have to be 15 to optimally pilot the Gundam. If you're older than that, you're just, like, really, really bad at it.
If you're, you have to have a high enough IQ.
You have to watch, like, when you walk in the Gundam, it, like, gives you Rick and Morty trivia, and if you have to answer at least 5 questions correctly, and then it lets you control it.
Yeah.
So he's restraining Gundam. He's like, all right, no one's gonna take this stupid thing. And then they're all like, Commander Joaquin, like, that's not a good idea, right? Because Char could attack Luna 2 at any moment. And he says, like, no. No, Char wouldn't dare attack Luna 2 in just a Musai ship. And then we get the It's Always Sunny title card that says Char attacks Luna 2 in a Musai ship.
Yeah, also I was like, did we know it was called a Musai before? Because I, like, totally forgot.
We did. No, yeah, it was called the Musai, and then, like, the Papua was the supply ship before. They say a Musai, so I don't know if it's, like, the ship is named Musai, or, like, the class of the ship is Musai, and there are other Musai ships. But it is, we do know it is A/the Musai. It's a fun name.
I also love that, like, all the civilians are like, fuck Earth. I don't want to live on Earth.
Yeah, they all hate Earth. It's so funny. I guess, like, they're used to being on, like, Side 7. Like, they're used to being a space colony. So they're like, oh, I don't want to go to shitty old Earth. They have Radio Shacks there. Like,
what the fuck?
They have golden corrals on Earth. I don't want to go there. I want to eat my cool space food. They have Taco Bell in space. There's not Taco Bell on Earth anymore. Don't make me go there.
We only have Wheaties on Earth.
Yeah. We have Fruity Pebbles on Side 7, and you want me to go to Earth and eat, like, Raisin Bran?
I wasn't even talking about the cereal, but yeah.
Oh, what were you talking about?
Oh, Wendy's is, like, Wheaties.
Oh, Wheaties old-fashioned Hurgus Burgus?
Yes.
In Side 7, we have Taco Baco Tinkle Outside the Binkle. Come on, Commander Joaquin.
How dare you?
Plebeian, you have bad taste. So, like, in Char's ship, he's talking to this dude, Dren, who's, like, one of his, like, subordinates, who's really raring to go. Itchy Trigger Finger wants to attack Luna 2. And Char's like, stop. You need to be quiet for, like, one minute, please. I need to think about my sister, who I think is dead from 10 years ago, who might not be dead, actually. Let me reflect, please.
Let me think.
I'm going to hashtag thonk about this for a hot minute.
And it's like, dude, that is your sister, I promise you. Like, I can see it already in my mind's eye. Yep. That's your sister. It's been 10 years. She's allowed to harden up. Like, she's allowed to be a little tougher. She's not a child anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, like, she is, but she's not, you know?
Yeah, so A, like, bold of Char to assume that his sister can't, like, grow as a person, become, like, more battle-hardened because they live in war hell. And B, the last time they saw each other was, like, when they were 6 or 7 years old, I guess. So, like, buddy, I don't know how to tell you this, but, like, from a 7 to 17 years old, you look a bit different.
You act a bit different. You look a bit different.
Char, do you know what puberty is, buddy?
Char, buddy.
Char, please.
Char, he doesn't.
Char, can you please sit down? Oh, no, Char, don't get in your Zaku right now. We need to tell you something. Just hold on, Char, please.
Hold
on. So his big brain scheme is to infiltrate Luna 2 in their normal suits, and that like they use the word normal suit a lot. That's just like a spacesuit. That's just like what you wear when you got to go out in the vacuum of space.
Like compared to a mobile suit, right, which is a big robot.
Wow.
And yeah, this is when they keep calling the warship, or they keep calling the white base Trojan horse. We eventually, like, Max and I put our brains together, and made one brain cell and realized that the white base was, they were calling the white base Trojan horse, which makes sense, because
it looks sort of like a horse if you squint.
I always thought it looked kind of like a weird dog on top.
I think it looks, it looks like a funky little sphinx.
Yeah.
It has like these two, like if you imagine the Sphinx, those two paws out front, it has those. And like the cockpit is sort of like on top, angled forward as if it's like a head on a neck. So I can understand why they're calling it a Trojan horse, but I really wish they would at least say like their main ship, the Trojan horse, like, oh, so they're talking about White Base. But it took me about 2.5 episodes to realize, wait, no, the Trojan horse, we've been seeing it the whole time.
Yeah, I thought it was like a hidden somewhere. I was like,
yeah, I thought it was like, is there like another secret project they were working on? But no, they just want to steal White Base and they want to steal Gundam. So we cut to the holding cell inside Luna 2, and everyone is like telling Amuro to eat because he's not you when he's hungry. He needs a Snickers. It's really funny. I think it's Ryu who's like, yeah, dude, food is like ammo for your body. And I'm sure that's an analogy that, of course, Battle T and Amuro Ray would understand.
Yeah, also, I'm just like, robots take energy also. It's just like electronic. You know, you don't have to make an ammo comparison. They both are powered.
Right. And you know, that's another reason why we don't want to go to Earth, because Gundam doesn't want to eat Wheaties. Gundam wants to go to, like, Popeyes. Gundam wants the spicy chicken sandwich.
Damn, me too.
Me too. I had it one time. It was very good, better than Chick-fil-A, but I already don't really like Chick-fil-A. I think it's greasy. Yeah. Like, aside from the homophobia associated with it, it's just like it's so expensive too.
Popeye's better.
The only thing that the Chick-fil-A has going, why did I call it the Chick-fil-A? The only thing the Chick-fil-A has going for it is its Oreo milkshakes. But that's it. Everything else you can get at Popeyes is better. And Popeyes has better dipping sauces too. I'm getting hungry. We need to move on.
Me too. I haven't had lunch yet.
Okay, all right. We'll get through this. So,
no, it's fine. I had a late breakfast. This is unimportant. But so, you mentioned the food thing. I forgot to write that stuff down. I was writing more about Char's like fucking
his scheme.
His scheme and infrared security that they find on not the White Base, the
Luna 2.
Luna 2, that's what it's called. That's literally the name of the episode. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they all they swim up to it like a school of fish. Char and all of his boys. They set up mines everywhere in like the sort of like escape tunnel of the docking bay. And I guess they also, we don't see it, but they infiltrate, like, the engine bay or whatever, and, like, disable the gravity generators in the base. I guess they like, take out power to it.
Yeah, and then, like, Char, in his beautiful pink suit, is, like, there's all these infrared, like, lasers that'll, like, alert people. But and then they, like, see them, and then, then they take it out. And we don't see them taking out the gravity thing. We just see the results of it because everyone's just like flying everywhere. Like, Amuro, the battle teens are all just like, oh shit, the gravity's off.
Yeah, Ryu almost gets stabbed in the face with a fork.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, sorry, I'm skipping around a lot because I forgot to say before we see the gravity go off. I wanted to talk about the fact that Amuro drew blueprints in his mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was really weird. I forgot that happened.
We've also find out that Gundam stores case studies and battles in his head. Mm-hmm. In its head, in their head. It's a robot. No gender, just robot. But
no gender, only robot.
It like stores battles. And, like, remembers them.
It, like, learns from combat. That's why it's so much better than all the Zaku's and the Xeon stuff, because it's, like, able to learn from battle. Which is a cool idea.
And then the gravity stuff happened, and Ryu almost get forked to death.
So, and they're all, like, running around. They're all trying to escape. They, like, Frau uses the little baby trio to, like, distract some guards while, like, Amuro does, like, a zero gravity, like, flying kick and just, like, knocks them both out. Is very cool. Is very cool.
It's very funny.
And, like, this is, like, a fight that it's good to be okay with and say, wow, cool kick, because they're taking down, like, the corrupt military who is going to, like, court-martial a bunch of 15-year-olds, so it's okay.
Yeah, and this is where they point a gun at the small child.
They point a gun at this, like, 6-year-old girl.
Because she, like, was doing a distraction and stamped on his foot, whatever. And
it's like...
I was like, oh, good. What are you going to do, shoot her? Like, I don't...
What are you going to do, shoot a 6-year-old girl? Don't! It's easy not to, buddy. I've never done it.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's like, so after they're escaping, we see them, like, cutting Gundam free or whatever, like, from its restraints. And, before that happens, actually, the base is under attack. They all know this now. So Joaquin is like, all right, we're going to get the Magellan.
But they try to get the Magellan ship out, and, it doesn't fucking work because, Char and his goons put, like, explosives everywhere to make it, like when they were inside, to make it, like, blow up and, like, stop, and Magellan is, like, trapped inside of the base. It's very funny the way it happens, because it takes, like, a minute for this whole scene to, like, go away. Like, the mines keep going off, and the Magellan keeps getting, like, knocked around until it's, like, wedged diagonally inside, like, the escape tunnel in the docking base. It's very comedic in a way. I like it. It's so funny. We also get to see Joaquin, like, slam his face onto, like, the glass of the cockpit, because he's, like, getting knocked around. It's like, haha. It's like, hey, you deserve it. Fuck you. But... Yeah. But also they like take a little escape pod and like fly past the white base and are like, wait, there's people inside there. What the fuck? Yeah. And that's when they see them cutting Gundam free. And Joaquin comes out and like the military in this episode loves holding guns to people. He holds a gun to Bright and he's like, come on, don't do that. And Bright is like, oh, this is cool. Bright is like, he's like, whatever, charge me in court. Like, who's the real enemy? Is it Xion or is it us? It's like, yeah, Bright's like, I don't care if I get court-martialed for this. Fuck you. And I was like, hell yeah, Bright. Yeah, he's cool. I like Bright a lot. He's definitely the adult in the room. He's the one who has to just like, whatever, I'll take responsibility for all the stupid stuff that happens. Just like, we gotta fight. Yeah. Bright's cool. But then he's actually does good... cool stuff to, like, fight the military. His name is Noah Bright, isn't it? Yes. Noah. Because I made this joke to Max about, like, Noah, and I was like, oh, what if, so, Pot of Greedheads, will know of Noah from, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not really dead. And he's alive and he's stuck in a computer. He's stuck in a computer, but he's also like FaceTiming with all these adults on a ship, and it's the parent ship. And what if that ship is a spaceship? Yeah, all of the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh, all of the parents and everyone who quote unquote died just hang out, and I guess they're immortal now. They just hang out. They're in space. They just hang out in a cool spaceship. And that's the 4-kid canon. They're just alive. They're fine. This is our, like, Avengers lore link to Pot of Greed connecting Wild Cool Robot. Now we have to link to Sonic Shuffle. Okay, well, I'll get there. We'll find a big, spiky blue Gundam. True. So at this point, like, Captain Paolo of, like, the original White Base captain, who's, like, been bedridden the whole time, like... Only now does he tell Joaquin that, like, oh yeah, these battle teams are good and they're our only hope. It's like, buddy, you literally saw Joaquin when we, like, landed in Luna 2 for the first time and you didn't mention any of this before? I mean, maybe he was just, like, too out of it since he's fucking, like... He's dying. Holding on by the skin of his teeth. Yeah, he's just, like, repeatedly getting owned, but... He finally now tells Joaquin, is like, yeah, let them do their battle team. They really need to, get some fresh air. Yeah, the fresh air of space. The fresh air of space. Yummy yum. Suck it up. Sucks you up into the vacuum of space. But, So they are like, fine, whatever, fuck you, and they like let Gundam fight. But first they have to like blow up the Magellan that's in the way because it's in the way, and
sure is.
and they like target the like thermonuclear reactor or whatever the fuck. Well, actually, they let Gundam out first because this is an important part. This is actually important. This is an important order thing because Gundam comes out and is like fighting Zaku's and fighting shit, and then the base comes out, and it has to blow up the Magellan, and just like when that happens, a big old fucking like fire laser comes out because it's
so cool.
It's so cool, but like the thermonuclear reactor just like makes a big laser. And they're like, Amuro, watch out, and he moves out of the way in his Gundam, and it one of the Zaku does not move out of the way, and it just fucking obliterated. It's just like vaporized.
It is so, not to glorify war, but it was so sick when that Zaku got completely vaporized into nothing.
Yeah, dude.
Like this whole fight is very cool because like. I've noticed the fights, like, there's not a whole lot of, like, snappy dialogue back and forth now. It's just like, we're gonna fight. We're not gonna say anything. And Char shows up, and he's in his red Zaku, and he has an axe now.
Yes! I love his
like,
axe.
he's fighting Amuro. The core fighters there buzzing other Zakus.
But this really sick part of, like, Gundam is, like, pulling out one laser sword to fight the, Char, like, the red comet, and then, like, he pulls the other one out to, like, stab the other Zaku behind him. He's just, like, and, like, it makes it, like, blow up, and it's crazy.
So cool. It's like he's, like, dual-wielding it. It's yes. Really, really sick.
I was like, whoa.
Wow, cool sword.
Yeah.
But after, like, the explosion blasts out and that Zaku gets obliterated, Char's like, alright, we gotta pull back. We're running low on Zaku. Char is, like, burning through Zakus. I think he loses, like, 8 Zakus by the end of these episodes.
Yes, he is like, I lost 8 of them. My bad.
I did a little oopsie whoopsie. And he pulls back, and, like, Gundam pulls back, and White Base is able to escape after they blow the Magellan away. And then we get a weird, sad moment at the end of this episode, because Captain Paolo dies.
Yeah!
It's like wow, I knew this guy for 3 episodes, but I still feel sad about it.
Yeah, because, like, he was kind of the one that, like, vouched for the battle teams and was like, hey, let them do their thing. And he was the one that, like, kind of let Amuro keep, fighting. Yeah,
it's like they give him a burial in space where they just kind of put him in a pod and fire him out. And then, like, as they're leaving, Joaquin is like, let him go to Earth, it's fine. So, he's good. He basically, like, he's one of the guys who's, yeah, like you said, he's one of the guys who's able to vouch for them and let them, like, really do their thing. That's about it for the episode, I think.
Yes.
A pretty good one.
My last note for this episode is Captain is dead as fuck. Damn.
Pour one out. Press G for Gundam.
God damn it. One of the Zaku's exploding made me cackle. I wrote in my notes also.
It's funny. I like they. You can tell the animators are good at what they do. Like, they have fun making the Zaku's blow up in, like, totally unique and fun ways.
Yeah, they sure do.
Like, we get one later on. I think the next episode is, like, almost horrific in a way, but it's still, like, pretty cool when Zaku's
die. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's like the atmosphere. Oh man, yeah. Let's get to that because that's
we'll get to
crazy.
It. The next episode on our list is episode 5, Re-entry to Earth. So how does this one start out?
This kind of starts out on like feeding all the civilians on board and like giving them towels and are like, hey, look nice for Earth if you want. Make yourself, yay. You've been on this ship for a while, so, and there's like this cute scene of like Amuro going up to, like, this old man and his grandson,
yeah.
His grandson, and it's just like, oh no, he has this cute little, like, car, and it's broken, and this is all he does for now, because this kid's parents died in a fucking 1 week battle. It was called the 1 week battle.
I feel like I know that there's the 1 year war, and I think the 1 week battle is a part of that. I think that, like, a later series goes back for us to see that happening. Pretty messed up, though.
Yeah. I was like, well, how much, the fact that it was, like, only a week, I'm like, wow, that's...
Hey, it's been.
Amuro, but this Amuro fixes a little car, and he's like, oh, thank you, you're so sweet, and this... I'm gonna show my grandson Earth because I lived here before, and I had a coffee plantation on Earth, which I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, my hackles are raised. I'm like, I don't think I like you that much, old man.
Yeah, I was like, well, okay, whatever. Moving on. They kind of brushed past it, but
yeah, he says he's gonna, like, stay on Earth until he dies. I guess he's, like, the only person who actually likes Earth. He's like, no matter if we have to evacuate, if the Federation tells me to leave, I'm just going to hang out here until I die, because that's where I'm from. Just going to drink my coffee. So they're getting ready to re-enter the atmosphere in the White Base. And they notice Char is getting resupplied. And they're like, well, if he's resupplying, that means we're probably going to be good to go into Earth, because he'll be busy with that. But
and then
Char is like,
they were not.
About it. Nope.
They were not.
No.
Narrator, they were not okay.
Ron Howard voice. Char's telling his gang that, like, so we see a close-up, or not a close-up, but, like, we pan over to Char, and, like, there's, like, a little supply drone looking thing that is bringing a bunch of Zaku's on a rope to Char. They're being transported. Like, it really looks like they're on a rope almost.
Yeah, it does. They just look like they're being pulled along, because it's kind of like the little drone is, like, too small to, like, hold them.
It's like otherwise. A tugboat.
Yeah.
But he says, all right, we have 2 minutes to do this stupid plan. We're going to hit them before they re-enter atmosphere. Because the Zaku's, like, everything will burn up in the atmosphere if we, like, get too close to Earth. So we have about 2 minutes to do this, to steal Gundam and steal White Base.
I'm like, wow, brilliant plan. Fucking dumbass.
And it's weird, because after that we cut over to White Base, as, Zeon's attacking, and they're like, all right, we have 4 minutes for this plan. So I guess Char's being a little more careful, saying 2 minutes, and White Base is like,
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that he had said 2 minutes.
Yeah, they only have a couple minutes to do this harebrained scheme. We'll average it out to 3 on both sides.
Yeah, but they're like, okay, well, so they have to, do you know why they have to send out, like, the little ship to land first?
At first...
And the dude's name is Salami, so that's good.
It's the re-entry ship is called the Salamis, I think.
Oh, I thought that was the dude's name. I'm so smart.
Look, I mean, there's a Xeon guy named Denim and Jean, so it's like there's probably a guy named Salami and his brother Pepperoni, and their cousin Capicola. But I at first I thought that only the re-entry ship could enter the atmosphere. But what I think, without looking anything up right now, I'm just gonna guess. The re-entry ship is basically like a forward ship to, like, go in early so that they're able to get more people off of White Base and onto Earth quicker before Zeon attacks, ?
Yeah, I was wondering if it was kind of like a warning ship, like, hey, we're being followed, or like, hey, make room for White Base, because it is kind of unplanned, or like whatever, but yeah, so... Yeah, there's just, like, a little ship guy coming out.
Yeah, but, so, like, Zeon's attacking White Base now. It's, like, this whole battle is very hard to keep track of. There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot happening!
We see, like, Ryu and Hayato, I think. They're not in any ship right now, but they're trying to figure out how to, like, fire missiles back at the Musai. They're like, we don't know. And Ryu's like, find a manual, dog. They got manuals lying over the place in here.
They just have so many manuals. Also, how do you read under fucking pressure?
I know.
I'm just like, I can't read normally, so...
Like, when I read, I have to make sure I'm so comfortable. I like, light a candle usually. I'll, like, put on some, like, white noise sometimes to like get me in the mood.
I feel
and
like
this
I'd
guy's
fall
like,
asleep if that happened.
This guy's like, we're being hit by missiles right now. Why don't you go read a technical manual on how to man a missile launcher? And he's like, yeah, okay, I can do that. That sounds easy.
Yeah, great.
I mean, hey, that's why they're battle teens and I'm not. So
yeah.
I'm
not a teen and I'm not fit for battle, but God. But yeah, it's like I'm kind of surprised they were having such trouble since they did like shooting from like the tank. Is it just because they're like different guns? I don't even know.
Yeah, probably. Look, it's not as cool if you're not doing it from a robot. Amuro is like trying to steal his resolve to like fight Char, but like there's like 3 other Zaku's attacking the re-entry capsule, so his attention's like sort of split. And Char specifically tells them we're gonna split 2 and 2 so we can like have one group attacking Gundam and the other group attacking the capsule.
Yeah.
He keeps on. He's like, Sayla, I need a beam rifle. I need a gun. Because his missile launcher is just getting like destroyed by Char's cool axe.
And Sayla's like, I can't. I can only send you the Gundam hammer, which
I can give you a cool spike ball.
A spiky ball.
I can give you the item that you get from Snow Peak Mansion in Twilight Princess.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I was thinking. Holy shit.
Amuro, it can break ice, but it's really heavy and you walk slowly while using it, but it's a pretty powerful weapon if you know how to use it properly. And he says, but Sayla, I haven't even beaten the Goron mines yet.
Damn. Guess you're fucked. But no. Well. I haven't even gotten to the part with the mirror pieces yet. God damn it. But the fucking... I'm like, why could they send him the hammer but not the gun? Is it more dangerous to send out the gun?
I wonder if maybe the gun has to be like recharged since it like uses ammo and stuff, and the hammer is literally just metal.
It's just a big chunk of metal.
I guess they like had a hammer ready because like he's never used the hammer yet, so maybe they just had like a bunch of extra ones, and Sayla was like, I'll just give him that, he'll be fine.
Yes.
And let me tell you, this hammer is really sick.
It's sick! Cool. It's so cool! It fucking protects him, because they launch it out, and Char, like, fucking aims a missile at him or something. And he, like, almost gets hit, but then the hammer, like, flies in front and, like, blocks him, and he, like, catches it with, like, the force.
It protect and attack.
And then he attack, and he fucking bashes Zaku's with it, and it's great. It's
so sick. Like, he's, like, just wrecking stuff with it. Because, I mean, again, it is literally just, like, a big metal spiked ball. Like, there's not much you can do to protect that.
Yeah.
But he's, like, using it to block missiles and stuff. At some point in the battle, the Salami gets hit, and it has, like, a hole in it, and you're not really able to patch it up, so they have to send it back to White Base. So I guess you can just do that and be like, all right, we'll turn around. We're like in like almost at Earth's gravitational field, but it'll be fine.
And the laser like docking, which they show in this episode and the 3rd episode that we watched, I'm like, that's cool. I don't remember doing this before.
It's like a cool little Spider-Man web that connects the ship and it pulls it into docking bay. I guess that's like it's like a sort of like a tractor beam from like Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever. I guess like they're not able to pilot it into the docking bay now, so they just have to like kind of yoink it back. Yeah.
Makes it more exact, but...
Yeah, I like seeing new technologies in this.
And I like that they also reused animation for patching up the White Base with the bubbles. I was like, oh, that's clever.
They call it wall film. That's like the bubble gum that seals the cracks. It's like, I just like technology in this world is so wacky. You have a big ball and chain, and you have like bubble gum that can seal cracks. You have a cool heat condom that we'll see later on.
That's exactly what it is. Oh my god. Is this when Char is like, damn, he's getting better being a pilot?
He like Amuro's is like going ham on the Vulcan cannon, so those are like his like forehead beams. And there's a Zaku that's like trying to defend against it, and Char's like, "Hey, I bet you want to attack him." And he's like, "I can't." He's firing at me like crazy, and Char's like, "Nah, dude, you can do it. Just sneak up on him. It's fine."
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Don't worry about it.
Just be like me. Just be better.
just simply decide to attack Gundam. I don't know why you haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, truly.
But he gets like surrounded on both sides. Amuro does by Azaku and a Char. And Char like starts hacking through his shield with his cool axe.
It's just fucking destroyed.
Yeah, and then Amuro just completely like annihilates Azaku with the hammer.
Yes.
It's like he doesn't even like throw it. It's like a close range. He just like slams it into its head.
Yes.
It's cool. It's not cool because it's violent war, but it's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's cool despite the war? I don't know.
Wow, cool spike ball. What happens? I think at this point the fight sort of breaks up. Because they're getting way too close to Earth.
They're super close to Earth. And everyone's like, we have to fucking get the fuck back into our big ships. Because the mobile suits can't, stand this heat.
Mm-hmm.
At least we think. And so like Chark makes it back, but one of the dudes in the Zaku does not make it back. And
God.
He very, very gruesomely gets burnt into the atmosphere. Just like the robot fucking melts, essentially, because
it's like it's messed up.
It's tough. It's tough to watch because like it's not even like they show the dude like melting or anything. It's just like the robot.
Like, yeah, you see the robot sort of breaking apart and getting like vaporized. But like at this point, I sort of noticed that it seems that Char has more value for human life than Amuro does because like he's on the radio with the dude who's getting burned up, and he's like, "I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you," and it's like clenching his fists and he's shaking a little bit, and it's like Amuro's never expressed remorse for like stabbing a dude with a giant energy sword. Meanwhile, Char's like, "Damn, dude, sorry that you're gonna die. I feel bad about it."
Well, to be like fair to Amuro, like he also hasn't seen as much death.
That's true. Amuro has yet to feel the red mist, but he will.
Yeah. But also it might just not feel real to him. I feel like I would be extremely dissociated if I was piloting a robot.
He doesn't really see them as being piloted by humans. He just sees them as big robot.
Yeah.
But he's like starting to get pulled. He's not able to come back to White Base in time. And they're like, all right, bye, Amuro. Guess you're going to die. And then Amuro just pulls out the user's manual for Gundam that's in the cockpit.
And it's apparently this Gundam was programmed with like a way to re-enter atmosphere, unlike the Zaku's, and he can do it. And he like pushes some buttons, pulls out the heat-resistant condom.
Yep.
He covers himself in like a plastic.
It's like a plastic sheet.
And
he's like, I'm fine now.
And you can tell he cools down because instead of being red inside, it's blue inside.
It's blue. Yeah, that's cool visual language. It's really funny.
It's really good. But like all the communication is down. Like while they're re-entering, I think like the atmosphere like fucks with the radio signals or something. So White Base has no idea if Amuro is okay until they're in the atmosphere. Like until they are like in Earth, essentially. At Earth. On Earth. That's the word.
Yeah.
I was having trouble.
They see Amuro just like having his arms spread, like frolicking in joy that he's alive.
It's really so funny.
He's just in a very fun pose.
His pose is so funny. His like one arm is up. I was like, what if he was dabbing instead?
What if he was dabbing? So after all of that, we learned that like, Char has sort of played them the whole time because the fighting, he sort of like lured them away from where they originally wanted to land. So now they're landing in like Xeon-controlled territory on Earth.
Yeah, in which case I had no idea there was Xeon-controlled territory on Earth.
Yeah, I thought that like it was only on Side 3 or wherever Xeon's from. But I guess if they're able to like fight a war that erases half of human life, they probably have a foothold on Earth as well.
Yeah.
In a month. He's on. In 1 month.
Wow.
That's important to know. It's happened in 1 month.
Wow.
Oof, ow, ooh, not great.
1 month of death, but
he Skypes his boyfriend at this point.
Char Skypes his boyfriend, who we get to see more next episode.
Yeah,
Garma
Zabi,
Captain Garma Zabi.
He's the commander of like the Zeon forces on Earth.
At least this country on Earth, this territory of Earth. But he's like.
Your turn, buddy.
What? Yeah, he's like, your turn. Oops. Like, you have more forces than I do. We destroyed Heisaku. Oops. And,
It's really funny. He doesn't tell Garma, like, what they're gonna really fight against. He's just like, yeah, if you take this thing out, you're gonna get, like, the Zeon Cross. So it's just, like, a big target. I guess he didn't tell Garma on purpose to like sort of like trick him or whatever.
I'm like, wow, way to be like rude to your boyfriend.
To your boyfriend. But sort of like the last part of the episode is like the white base hovering over Earth, and everyone's like, wow, cool Earth. And they're all really happy about it, and they get surrounded by Zeon.
And they're like less happy, obviously.
Yeah, not great.
So that's end of episode 2, and episode 3 is called Garma Strikes. Or episode 6, I guess. But like 3 of this.
Our third episode this week.
Is Garma Strikes.
Garma Strikes. It sounds like karma. I'm thinking about it. That's probably not that's probably like, is not that a theme, but it could be.
It could be.
Hey, Char and Garma are gay and in love. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet. Yeah,
so they like meet up in person, and I think it's supposed to be shaking hands, but it just looks like they're holding hands.
Yep.
And I was like, oh. I was like, okay. They're either dating or have some kind of complicated relationship on Facebook or something.
Oh, you know it says it's complicated.
And Garma's
You're just talking
like,
about it.
Garma's like, are you here to help me impress my older sister? I was like, what? Who?
Yeah, it's I guess his older sister, whose name that we learn later, Caecilia, is just like, she's like higher up in the chain of command for Zeon. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this thing out. My sister's gonna think I'm cool for once. She's not gonna dunk my head in the toilet anymore.
True.
We cut to the battle teens who are like, getting ready. They're in the atmosphere. They're hanging out. Hayato is like practicing shooting in case he has to fire the stupid machine gun missile launchers from White Base again.
Yeah. And Kai's like, wow, nice. You're an overachiever, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, it's like, he's helping. He's learning how to be better.
Yeah.
Give him a break. We see the 3 babies are being really loud and annoying again.
What's her face? The blonde baby. Kika. She's a fucking brat, but it's fine.
She's just screaming and crying and hooting and hollering.
And
I think at this point Zeon
attacks. Get attacked? Yeah. I think they get attacked, and the dude who was on the Salamis ship is like, hey, we should fucking send out Gundam, probably.
He's an asshole in this episode.
He's a giant asshole, and he tries to take charge, even though Bright's like, dude, we've been doing this. We're good.
Yeah. Bright,
we're fine.
Come on, you can't take charge. This 19-year-old clearly has better ideas than you.
Except he does!
Except he does!
And it's just like, damn, they're like, hey, Amuro probably needs to, like, rest and stuff. Like, let him chill. But it's like, Amuro's like, no, I can fight. It's fine. I'm ready. And they're like, okay, well, let's bust out the gun tank first, because Gundam is not made for mid-air combat.
Yeah, they're like... See, this part really, really, really confused me, because...
Me too, because I was like, it's literally flying all the time. It's just like flying in space, I guess, so it's different.
That's not the thing that I was confused about. It's like... Okay. It's... So, the scenes as White Base is descending onto Earth, they're drawn as if they're in space. Like, This seems like you see Earth, but you see the curve of Earth. It's like they're in space still, but they're not. I don't know if it was an animation mistake or whatever, but like I was so confused. I was like, wait, did they not just like spend the entire last episode getting to Earth?
I thought they were in the atmosphere. That was kind of how I was thinking.
Yeah,
because I think
they're like landing.
if you're like far enough, like I think if you're far enough up in the atmosphere, you can still see the curvature of the Earth.
Right? Yeah. No. I mean, I say it's not as subtle as it seems. Like you. I don't know. I'll see if I can get a screenshot later to show you. But it's just like it's very, very confusing. But basically, they're like descending. I guess because Gundam can fly in space because it has thrusters, but it doesn't have enough thrusters to let it like fly within the actual atmosphere because that takes too much thrust that it doesn't have. But it can be on ground.
Yes, because it's gravity. They have like the whole next time on was kind of talking about how they all have to fight with gravity now, right. And that fucking sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, Zeon's surrounding them on all sides. They're able to like move Gundam's cockpit into Guntank. Like Amuro's gonna pilot. I think Amuro's gonna move Guntank, and Hayato's gonna be shooting with Guntank because it's like a double. You gotta have two.
Yes.
But so Zeon has like both an air squadron and a ground squadron of tanks, so they're just like, uh-oh, that's not good. They're like totally behind enemy lines at this point.
Oh yeah, there's the gun tank, even though it's like better than their tanks, it's still like fucking outnumbered. And they're like, I think this is when Bright is like begging Amuro to like bust out the Gundam. It's like, please pilot the Gundam. Have someone else pilot gun tank. We need you.
Yeah.
Because Gundam is much faster, more agile than the tank is.
Yeah, it's you're not as mobile with it. Because the gun tank is really, really powerful, but it doesn't have like the mobility of Gundam. And they have like so many units fighting them that they really need like something that can move fast.
And Amuro's like, maybe it's easier to fight alone.
I'm going through character development.
Yeah, some kind of character development.
Maybe not development. Character something.
Character change. Yeah, development. Yeah. Development can be good and bad. But, it's just... Yeah, because he was also kind of, like, bickering with, who's piloting the guns in the gun tank? Hayato. Oh my gosh. Yes, Hayato. I will get names at some point someday. So yeah, he's just like, what if I fight alone instead? Fuck Hayato. Yep.
Fuck all y'all.
Is it Ryu that takes over the piloting of
Ryu
the gun tank?
No, I think it's Kai. Kai and Hayato.
It was Kai. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ryu's it was Kai usually before. The core fighter guy, and Hayato and Kai are usually the gun tank guys.
I know. For some reason, I thought it was like. For some reason, they were like, oh.
They might have switched it up. I'm not sure. I didn't write it down. They're not. Okay. They're not important. It's about Amuro.
It's about Amuro.
At this point, like Sayla just starts kicking ass too. She just like jumps in a machine gun after Kai has to leave to like pilot gun. She's like, all right, I'm gonna get in on action. I'm gonna kill some Zaku. Let's see. At this point we cut over to Garma, who's like commanding the forces, and I think that Garma thinks gun tank is the new mobile suit.
Yes, he does.
He's like, oh wow, that thing is really dang powerful. I can see why Char's having trouble with it. It's like, oh buddy, you don't even know.
You don't even know.
You're about to get owned.
You got another thing coming.
Honey, you got a big storm coming.
You got a big storm coming. But, I mean, yeah, he's right. The gun tank's good, too. It's just no Gundam. And so, is this when they cut to, like, Char, like, talking and being like, LOL, I didn't warn him, whoops. But on purpose.
Is like, yeah, he's just, like, criticizing Garma. He's like, oh, wow, even you have more units and you can't even take out White Base. It's like, guess you must suck, dude. And, like, meanwhile, as this is happening, Amuro is, like, leaving Guntank and getting in Gundam. And just, like, this fun, small scene that I wrote down is, like, he gets out of Guntank and Frau is there, gives him, like, his Capri Sun power juice, and he's like, thanks, see ya! And he, like, runs off to find Gundam.
He does yell thanks. Like, he yells, like, I'm counting on you.
It's like the future equivalent of, like, running with a toast in your mouth when you're late to class. He needs his nutrition. He needs his power juice.
I mean, he is running on fumes right now.
Yeah, he's not doing so hot. Oof.
He is not doing hot. He keeps talking to himself, kind of, being like, because, whoever was taking over gun tank piloting is just like, oh, I'm not confident in this. And then Amuro's like, well, I'm not doing this because I'm overly confident or whatever.
Right.
And
I just gotta do it.
I just gotta do it.
So he's in the cockpit. We get just like this absolutely deranged line from him where he says, it's like,
we sure do.
I'm not going to be able to ask a woman how to fight.
Yeah.
What do you mean, bro?
What do you mean? She's literally shooting people with a big cannon in white base, and you can't ask her for strategy. Okay.
I don't know. It makes no sense. He's like,
guess I'll die.
Sailor doesn't know military strategy. I'm going to ask Bright because he's cool. I don't know. Amuro is being a real bastard in this one. But he finally is able to get out and, and land. And he's like new boot goofing around. He's like, there's like a very silly run cycle we see with Gundam at first.
True.
He's like has a pretty rough landing. I guess he's like, can't really pilot it well in the air. But he's on the ground now. He's like starts tanking out tanks with his beam rifle. But like the cannon is able to sort of detach and start flying around. So it's just like, there's a lot going on. A lot of units he's fighting at once.
But he just keeps shooting. He just keeps shooting. Yeah. He just keeps blowing shit up.
And he's completely surrounded by Zaku's and tanks and air fighters. And he's just like getting explosions on all sides. And he's about to pass out. Not looking good for Amuro.
Yeah, he like, because when he gets like hit and like he keeps like banging his head around. They've showed this animation before, but he's just like banging around. And he's like, I can't pass out. I gotta keep going.
Yeah. No, I can't give up now. But then he activates sicko mode.
And then he goes sicko mode, and he drops his shield and beam rifle, and he just fucking goes sicko mode. He, like, rolls underneath one of the Zaku, or, right? It was, yeah, he, rolls under their fire. And he goes up to them and he, like, rips out another one of their, like...
their breathing tubes or whatever.
Breathing gas mask-looking things. And, he, throws that Zaku into one of the tanks and just fucking... boom.
Oh, it's so rad. And then, like, he just goes completely ape. Like, he gets his beam rifles out and he just, like... he just gets the beam theory, destroys the entire army.
Yeah, he just fucking cuts everyone up, and he's just yelling the whole time.
He's red and mad and yelling, and he's not having a good time. And he's just hitting the ground with it.
Yeah, and there's just like a lot of like really cool dynamic shots of his face yelling.
It's cool, but it's not because he's going through like psychological trauma, but it's pretty cool.
It's very hard to watch if you think about it, because it's less like, oh, he's going sicko mode in a bad way.
Yeah, he's going sicko mode, but also like he needs to go to therapy immediately after this.
Yeah, it's very like, oh, he snapped.
Yep, he truly did snap. But he takes everything out, and then Garma's like, uh-oh, I gotta go.
I gotta go. I gotta go. This is... I'm not winning anymore. This is bad.
See ya. Peace.
So, he gets out of there. And he's... Is this when... Is the shower scene this time, or do we cut to Amuro first? I don't remember.
No, yeah, we cut to Amuro first.
Yes. Okay.
He gets in white base with the Gundam. They're like flying around. They're trying to find resistance, even though they're in a Zeon continent. They're going to be able to like find Earth Federation to help them out.
They have, like, Federation resistance in the continent, probably.
Yeah. So, like, Amuro gets out of the Gundam, and Frau is there, but he just, like, walks past her. And everyone, like, all the other battle teams run up, and he just, like, walks past them. And he's just, like, completely quiet and silent. And then Hayato's like, wow, he thinks he's so cool because he piloted it. Or, no, I think Kai says he's so cool because he piloted it by himself and won the battle.
He's just like, wow, what an asshole. He's acting cool. But they're just like, hey, Kai, shut up. Something's up.
Something's up. This kid ain't right. And he gets to his room, and the trio of babbies shows up. And they're like, hey, we brought you a nice post-battle snack of pie and champagne.
Yeah, love me some pie and champagne.
Like peanut butter and jelly it is. But he's just like, leave me alone. And Kika's really mad. Kika, like, sticks her tongue out and, like, does the eye thing at him. And it's like, let him, come on. I know that you're 8 and you don't know. He's just, like, having a real bad time right now, though. I guess he snapped and he's, like, finally starting to feel the effects of having to, like, do murder. Oops.
And, probably not sleeping because of all the fighting. Or at least not sleeping well. So, yeah, he just closes his door and he fucking, like, conks out on his bed with, like, his Gundam outfit shit still on.
Yeah, it's not comfy to sleep in, I don't think.
And I was like, wow, I've definitely fallen asleep with my jeans on, but that looks way worse.
Right. So now we cut over to the shower scene.
Yeah, it's just like, why is this happening? But Garma and Char are talking, but Char's in the shower while he's talking, and it's just like very weird. But yeah, Garma's just like, wow, why didn't you tell me that it was so bad to fight the Gundam? Why did this happen? But Char's like, 'cause I wanted you to feel it, and I also didn't want to be blamed later that I was doing things wrong. I wanted to prove that I was kind of, like, just hard to fight him, and it wasn't, like, my own incompetence.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's just showering the whole time while they're talking. It's very... I don't know. I'm like, why are we seeing this, like... Why is this happening?
Right, yeah. It's very, very strange.
And I took, like, a picture of him, like, showering and saying, I'd be honored to give you a hand, but he's actually just talking about helping Garma, fucking fight.
Yeah, he's like, you're as powerful as 100 men in combat. We're boyfriends. And then he mentions his sister Kycelia again.
This is where we get her name.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah. And after that fun conversation, Char has a weird glint in his eye. I guess he's still being a naughty boy and scheming and whatnot.
He still has schemes on the mind. And then I think that's it. Like, it just kind of cuts back to Amuro, like, in a more comfortable sleeping clothes.
Yeah, but he's like, looks like he's having a nightmare or something.
He's having psychological problems.
Yeah, oops.
And
poor guy.
I'm like, oh no.
Yikes. But yeah, that's about it for the episode. Pretty good.
Good, but also, Don't
know about this one.
There might be some ramifications.
Ooh,
I wonder...
Consequences for my actions? No.
I wonder if Amuro is gonna have trouble in the future.
Looks like he is.
Looks like he might.
But yeah, that's the episodes. Another very good batch. This show is extremely good. I like it a lot.
Yes. I like it a lot. But, and I was like, wow, it holds up more than I expected.
It does. So yeah, like, definitely the main sort of... We're definitely starting to hit a point where the show is trying to make us think about, like, what happens when you're forced to fight.
At 15! Or anytime. But
oof.
Especially at 15.
Yeah.
Is there a robot segment.
Yeah, so we're gonna do another. I'm gonna hit you with another robot of the week. I'm still developing this segment, and hopefully I'll get to the point where I can have more trivia and more fun facts. But there's not a whole lot since the series is so early on now.
And I'm also trying to think of something.
This is episode 2. We're getting there. But let me tell you about MS-06 Zaku 2. It's the Zakus. It's the fun little dudes. They're the Greenmen. They're, you know them. They're like the main
daddies
of the Zeon Federation, or the Zeon Principality.
The main red shirts.
Yeah, the green shirts.
Damn.
So, fun fact, the original concept of the Zaku, it was supposed to be just like a plain disposable underling. I guess there are going to be more of them, maybe. But the name, when you say Zaku, 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 I guess it's sort of derived from the sound of an army walking or marching. Like you say Zaku, 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 you can sort of hear it. And the Japanese term Zako means inferior fish, which is, I guess, maybe not that accurate of a translation. Oh, my voice is getting all scratchy. But basically sort of to signify that they're big expendable grunts. So they're definitely designed to be many of them, but also easy to take down. And some fun trivia. Have you seen Pacific Rim, Morg?
I have not.
Okay, well, one of the main Jaegers in that movie is called Cherno Alpha. It's basically this big green robot that has a head that looks sort of like a nuclear cooling tower-ish. But it's this drab green color. I'll post it in our chat. It's designed after the Zaku, and you can definitely tell based on the colors, that green and a little hint of red.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a very, very recognizable design.
Yeah, the head's different. It's probably the biggest difference, but yeah, it still has that.
Yeah. And in a lot of future Gundam series, sort of the main mass-produced enemy are that same sort of drab green color, so I guess the design language carries over in the future. We're gonna get to see more of that.
Hell yeah.
And that's and I don't know, maybe we'll do Char's and Zaku next week, 'cause that's a whole different thing. But Zaku's, gonna say, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
it's a good design for a robot that you have to see a lot of.
It's nice and simple. But it's fun enough. The two-tone green, that red eye, it's very flashy. I like the design a lot. I'm gonna give the Zaku a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 Zakus.
What do you give the Zaku, Morg?
I feel like a 7's pretty good, but I also don't have a lot to compare them to. I know robots, but I don't know Gundam robots specifically. I know super robots and stuff, and Sentai robots, and
yeah, it's a bit different visual design.
Yeah, it's definitely more army feeling. Even compared to the Gundam itself, even compared to the V, it's just very drab comparatively, but it's still cool.
It's cool drab. I guess in lieu of us having talked about it last week, what out of 10 would you give Gundam? The OG boy.
Maybe an 8.5.
I was thinking 8. It's the original. It's a very classic design. It's very, very simple. It's the most simple of all the main Gundams, but it's it's the Coca-Cola of Gundam, Yeah. It's this classic timeless design that everyone loves. You love to see it.
Yeah. It's very recognizable. It's the mascot, essentially, in a lot of ways. If you are thinking Gundam, that's what you think of. If you aren't, more into it, I would think.
Yeah. You think of Gundam, you just think of Gundam. And I guess my last question to you, Morg, and this is going to be maybe a bit of a challenge, just off the top of your head. What's your robot of the week? It doesn't need to be a Gundam. Just give me a robot. The first thing that pops into your head.
You mean from this?
No. any, like, just literally anything robot of the week.
Any robot?
I'm gonna let you pick the criteria within your own brain, but I want to hear your robot.
I don't know. I mean, like, the first one I thought of was Gundam, but that's such a fucking...
That can count. That can count. No, that's the first one. That's the rules.
All right, fine. Then, yeah.
Robot of the week is Gundam.
It's Gundam. It's Gundam.
I'll have to think of a different name for the other segment then. Maybe it could be like Fundum Facts.
Fundum Facts. Yeah.
We're still getting there.
No, we can.
Every week I'm going to put you on the spot with a stupid question for what's your robot of the week. So get ready.
I'll be ready next time, and it'll probably be like stupid ones. Like,
no, I want them to be stupid, funny ones.
Oh, do you actually? Okay, fine. Then I'm gonna go with the super robot from Super Robot Monkey. Robot Hyper. Oh yeah. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
Hyperforce Go. Yes.
Jesus Christ, that was so hard. It's such a hard fucking title to say.
That show.
It's just like a blocky man, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's like it looks like the Iron Giant but square, sort of.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Well, that's your word of the week. We learned about Zaku. We saw Amuro have a breakdown. I can't think of many more things to talk about aside from our plugs. So, Morg, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg. That's Haunting the MORG on Twitter and Tumblr. You can also find me on my Sonic lore podcast done with Dan with called The Sonic Shuffle. That's Shuffle Sonic on Twitter.
And I'm Max, and you can find me on Twitter at MaxyBajillion, and you can find my other show, Pot of Greed, a show about Yu-Gi-Oh! At twitter.com/potofgreedcast or potofgreed.tumblr.com. Last week when we recorded, I forgot to plug Walkura because I haven't plugged it before, and Argyle was like, "Don't you have something to say?" And I'm like, "No." Oh wait, I do.
So that did come up, but because Argyle prompted you.
Yeah, I genuinely would have forgot to otherwise.
I probably would have also. I don't remember if I don't think I plugged. I think I hinted at it on Sonic Shuffle, but didn't plug it because it wasn't out yet. Mm-hmm. So I was like,
I think because it hasn't been fully published, it wasn't like in my mind as a thing that I can show off yet. But
I was just like, yeah, look to my Twitter in the future because there will be something robot related. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. I'm thinking about it.
Wow.
And as we always end our show, war is bad.
Wow, cool robot. I forgot.
Yeah.
I was like,
third tries the charm.
Oh my god. I got it.